America, I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I don't have the time. My time is very valuable, America. I'm a businessman, and time is indeed money. So anytime I keep seeing foolishness, it bothers me more in my year 37 than it did year 27, than it did my year 17, than it showed up when I was a child. Okay. I don't have time for this foolishness. I'm tired of these college coaches and these commentators coming on my TV, coming on social media, and keep trying to complain about NIL and the transfer portal. I'm tired of it. And this is why. Because it reeks of hypocrisy. Come on, man. I'm seeing folks talking about how these kids getting money and going to the highest bidder is ruining college sports. Like they ain't always been going to the highest bidder.
Yep.
Come on, man. Arguably the greatest high school running back of all time is from our state of Mississippi. They got a 30 for 30 about him. His name is Marcus Dupree.
Yep.
Amongst many other things that Marcus Dupree was probably offered, the brother said he was offered an oil well.
I want one.
Did you hear me, America?
I want one.
I didn't say this man was offered cash, card. Somebody fixed their miles and offered this man an oil well to come run a ball. Wasn't no NIL back then.
Might have been Oklahoma State that offered him that joint.
There was somebody out there.
What
There
name?
was somebody wanted him to talk
that got all the money at Oklahoma State. Pickens.
T-Boone Pickens.
T-Boone Pickens.
He had money to blow.
Might have.
There's a lot of these folks, they just got money to blow and they don't care. They want you to come play for them. We know this been going on in America. What is wrong with y'all? Stop this nonsense now. Y'all got me. Stop it. We just saw Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush got jammed up with it. We saw they try to go back and take the man Heisman and all that. Stop it. All the money had been made by then. All the money had been made for him and Matt Leinart and all them doing all what they did and all that revenue that generated. They ain't got their money up out of that deal. We know the folks were on tape down there in Arizona with their head coach trying to give money to DeAndre Ayton. We know this. We know that SMU back in the day got the death penalty for paying boys. We know that Zion Williamson
got his own camera.
Yeah, he got his own camera and he got his own bag. What, they give his mama a job or something with Nike for $250,000 or something like that? But y'all beloved Coach K, he just so above board. Miss me with that. All these folks been doing it. These three black men you see right here for undergrad, we went to Southern Miss. Southern Miss ain't even no powerhouse like that. But
hold on now. Okay.
All right. We saw basketball players. Now, when we were there, the football team would mosey on into the top 25 from time to time. But the basketball team wasn't quite there. Basketball team getting free shoes left and right. How in the hell were they doing that, America? They could go to anywhere in the city and get free stuff from people. How are they doing that, America? That was at Southern Miss.
Right.
We used to say amongst each other,
riding escalator.
We used to say, damn, if they getting it like here, I wonder what them boys in North Carolina getting. I wonder what them boys at Duke getting. I wonder what them boys over there in Alabama. The running joke online on Twitter, every time Nick Saban and them Alabama boys falter, the running joke on Twitter is Nick Saban gonna go in that locker room and ask for the keys to the old Camaros back. Everybody know what's going on. These coaches been paying players. They've been paying mama bills. They've been buying daddy cars or buying the high school coach or the a mama boyfriend or whoever, AAU coaches, 7-on-7 coaches, whoever can make that boy go to that school, they've been paying them. This ain't nothing new. So stop the cap about it. Stop the cap about it. And then the transfer portal, that's what got them pissed off. Because back in the day when they used to pay the players, the player couldn't just move around. So now when I give you this bag, I give you the bag, which the bag is nothing for me because we got the boosters who got play money, enough play money to offer oil wells. So the bag ain't nothing. But now in this era, I can give you the bag, but I can't lie to you. Because now if I give you the bag and I lie to you about what kind of playing time you're going to get, what kind of program I'm running, how I'm going to coach you. Now, if I lie to you, you can choose. You got the bag, and now you can choose to move on, move around. See, back then, they give you the bag, and then they can still come in and dog you out, or they lied to you and told you you're going to be getting these many snaps, or you're going to get this much playing time. But no, you couldn't go nowhere because if you did go somewhere, you're going to have to sit out a year. And what ball player want to sit out a year? So now that you don't have to do that, they shaking in their boots because they don't know what to do. And got harder. I got to recruit and retain you now. So it's like when a man trying to get a woman. Now I got to get you. I got to run the G to get you, but now I got to actually put in some work to keep your ass. Come on, man. Stop it.
Ain't no problem.
Stop it. I'm tired of it from Nick Saban. He know he paying boys. I'm tired of it from Dick Vitale. He done been in it all these years and profited off of these boys. Diaper Dandy. He's a PTPer. You done made millions off of that. But now it's a problem because these boys can make some money off. But see, they always try to say, I'm not mad at the kids getting any money off of it. Stop it. Just say what you really feel. Coach Prime even said something about it. Now, this ain't one of those programs where we feel that Coach Prime is, what's the word? That he's ready for sainthood or anything like that. I totally support the brother. You see what I've been saying, but goddamn it, I can disagree with the brother. It's okay to disagree with Coach Prime.
No problem.
Okay, he was my favorite football player. I liked him before he came to Jack State, but it's okay. I disagree with Coach Prime on this because I know Jerry Curl, Coach Prime would have been getting that NIL.
Oh,
if they had that NIL back then when that guy running that 4-2 coming up out of there, he would have been getting that NIL.
Them chains would have been bigger.
Hell yeah.
Them chains would have been bigger.
He would have been getting it. He would have been getting it. And he would have went on to the NFL as well, but he would have been getting that goddamn NIL. And he would have deserved it. He cold as fuck.
Coach might have had the number 2 with the tomahawk, with the Seminole arrow on the thing, if he'd have just gotten that kind of money back then.
Man, it's just crazy, dog. It's crazy.
With lots of diamonds. Let me add that in too. By
that
the way.
they up here doing it. Okay. So
no, it's not crazy.
I had to
get
not
crazy.
Talk to me then. Why is it not crazy?
See, you tripping. You tripping. You tripping. You know why you tripping? You know why you tripping?
I need some straightening then, T.
It's the simple statement that we've heard in our lifetime.
What's that?
Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun.
That's what Prime be saying.
And the gun is with the rabbit now. It's just what it is now. And so the old school way of doing things ain't there no more. There ain't no more. See, here's the thing. But see, this is the thing I don't like. And I don't think you mentioned it. I'm gonna just say it.
Okay.
So you don't like the fact that now these kids can just up and leave. You can't, because you can't retain them. You can't keep your commitments, yada, yada, yada. But you can get this kid here back in the day and he'd be stuck there and you can leave. See Brian Kelly.
Lincoln Riley. So the coaches always had the transfer portal.
Exactly.
They always had it.
Ain't no problem for them to get up and go move and go get them another big deal wherever. So why is it so bad for the kid to get his bread? Let's just call college football what it is. And I'm just talking about college football. College basketball is kind of different to me in a way when it comes to NIL and stuff. But college football, it's just a business. It's just straight up business. These young men just coming to go wherever they're going to be most comfortable. If they don't like their situation, they can leave it. Kudos to them. You coaches can go get bought out from somewhere, from wherever you previously worked. You can get the buyout, then turn around and go get you a big bag somewhere else. You're good. Your coaches have nothing. You have nothing to lose in this system. You keep winning. So let these young men win. They out there sweating for you. They out there bleeding for you. They out there getting hurt for you. Let them win. So the Dabos and the Knicks, they want to just keep going on and on about getting the control of this NIL and the transfer portal. You know what you sound like? You sound like the owner from Houston that talked about letting the inmates run the asylum. That's what you sound like. That's really what you sound like. And we got to get away from that. This game different now, man. Let these young men eat. And my last thought is this. Offer more oil wells. Y'all have found more oil in all these years. Offer more oil wells to these kids. That's my last thought. Get these kids some oil wells. Marcus Dupree said he got an oil well. I want to hear y'all start giving these kids Bitcoin. Give them something. Be innovative. Because it's just, we here now. This is where we at. It ain't finna change. This is the new bag. Y'all got to adjust, adapt, get used to it. That's just what it is. Maybe Georgia's ahead of you, Nick. What's up, Nick? Why you ain't win last year? Maybe Georgia's ahead of you. Maybe they done figure some stuff out. They got all them boys drafted.
We took 2 of them in Green Bay, but I digress.
Well, that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
I digress. Caesar.
Yeah, y'all have hit the nail on the head on all of this, so I'm not gonna spend too much time on it. The funny part to me is like y'all said, everybody can make money except for the player. That's the issue. Everybody can make money, but when the player makes money, it becomes a problem, and it goes back to, we're giving them something already. Well, no, you're not. You're really not giving them anything. You're not giving them a free education. Them playing for you makes you enough money for you to provide free educations to future generations. So we have to get rid of that thought process first and foremost. You're not giving them anything. If anything, they're giving you more than you can ever give them. All right. Second thing is this. This is an open market now. So all the things that y'all have done under the table, it's an open market. So you have to be willing to get out of that space of what we used to do. We just do it above board now. That's all. You just do it above the table. And now people get to see who you truly are. And that's for the boosters. That's for the coaches, for the presidents. That's for everybody. Everybody now gets to see how it's really done. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, then guess what? You have been turning a blind eye, because this has been happening the entire time. You heard Wells say it. If you go to any, I'm not going to single out a single institution, but you go to any Power 5 conference, go to that university and start from the sport that drives the university. Most of the time it's football, and work your way down. And those are the gentlemen that have the nicest cars. I say gentlemen because 9 times out of 10 is going to be the men's sport that drives the university. All right. Here's the other problem I have. And this is the real problem that I have. Since when have we ever said to anything outside of college football? But that's really all this conversation is about. Nobody's complaining about the possibility of a baseball player having an NIL, even though they'll go on and make more money if they make it to the pros than any other sport, right?
Thanks.
Nobody is complaining about the possibility of a baseball player or a soccer player or a hockey player. All of these people are eligible for NILs. We're going back to the football. Why? Because that's where the money is. That's what drives the train. When I listen to people talk, whether it's Dick Vitale or insert coach name here or these analysts, it's all the same. Well, it's about to become the Wild Wild West. Man, it's been the Wild Wild West.
Been that.
It's been that. It's been the Wild Wild West. Why don't we get upset when outside of the sports world with real stuff that affects our everyday lives, when we're watching billionaires be created at a rapid pace, millionaires at a rapid pace? Why don't we look at that and say, hey, man, we need to put some stipulations on this. How is this happening so fast? We have no control. There are no rules. Everybody's making too much money. We don't say that in the real world. We say that to a very select group of people, a very select group, and say we have to put a ceiling on what you're able to earn. Well, man, that's just not going to work. That's just not going to work for so many reasons. And I'm not even talking about the race card. It could be anybody that plays football that is great. We don't know their stories. This may be their one opportunity to make money for their family. I don't care what color you are. This can be the one opportunity to make money. So for these coaches, for these administrations, for these analysts, for everybody who has made money, and I mean real money, off the backs of these young men, for y'all to try to flip it now and say, we shouldn't be doing this. This doesn't feel right. Well, let me tell you what doesn't feel right. What doesn't feel right is when I used to show up to a college campus and you would see these guys in Challengers and Tahoes and Camaros and Mustangs, when you know that there's no way that young man can afford that ride.
Hold on, stay right there. Stay right there. Because I still don't think America understand that.
Yeah.
This man was a professional journalist. So when he say he's showing up to college campuses, he ain't talking about he just showing up, buying a ticket to go in.
No, sir.
So here is the elephant in the room. The media knows what's going on.
Yeah.
All the folk on ESPN know it's the whispers in the room.
Yeah.
They know who, and they know who been getting paid. That's what I'm saying with Dick Vitale. I got to see him tweeting about it. You know, good. Jay Billis didn't say it. So if Jay Billis know it, you know Dick Vitale know it.
Because they work for the same company and they work in the same space. And this is what I'm saying. Dick Vitale is amazing at his job, but Dick Vitale makes tons of money off the sport.
Yeah.
So, Dick, if you can make money off the sport and you can't put the ball in the rim to save your life, why can't the guy putting the ball in the rim make the money? That's all I'm saying.
Now, again, in his tweet, he's like, he's all for them getting money. See, they
Sure.
go
Don't
always
say that. No, don't tell me that.
Thank you. They're gonna always qualify it with
Sure.
that.
Don't tell me that.
They're gonna always qualify with that, but then start to criticize. Come on, what is it? Then?
Don't tell me that. Don't tell me
what it is that they are no longer in control. When I say they, it's really the establishment. And I know some people don't like when you say establishment, but in this case, it really is the establishment. It's the system that they put into place that no longer works. And so now these young men have the opportunity to say, I don't like the way it's done here. I'm going to go do it here. Listen, in the real world, if I'm not good at my job, I'm going home. Okay? That's the reality.
Yep.
If I'm good at my job, I get additional opportunities.
Potentially, yes.
That's the real world.
Yep.
Okay? So why don't we do that with these young men? Just because they play a collegiate sport doesn't mean they don't have earning potential. I know they have earning potential because when it was illegal to give them money, y'all was still doing it anyway. Why? Because they had earning potential. Not their earning potential at the time, but they earned you potential. Potential dollars, potential advertising, potential partnerships. So the value has always been there. Now the value belongs in the hands of the player. And that's to any coach, that's to any administration, from Deion Sanders to Jimbo Fisher, who left Florida State in the middle of the night and went over to Texas A&M and signed a gargantuan deal. And if somebody offers him $200 million instead of $100 million, guess what he's going to do? Tell College Station, I'm out of here. So if they're able to do that, if they're able to leave, think about this. These coaches, they sit around and they hit you with these one-liners of, we're a team. You have to have character and discipline. You have to be committed. And then they leave. So you want the player to have a higher standard than the coach.
Yeah.
Y'all, we got to be real about this. You want the player, the 18 to 21-year-old, to have a higher standard than someone that's 60 years old.
Yep.
Come on, man. Get out of here with that.
Yeah.
If it's good enough for Jimbo Fisher, and I'm saying Jimbo because I'm just using him as an example. I don't want to single out a single person because it's widespread. If it's good enough for that head coach to bounce in the middle of the night to take the payday, then do not tell me anything about the 19-year-old who is leaving because he can get $1 million. Do you know how many jobs I hear offer $1 million? Not many. Believe it or not, it's not many.
Man.
It's not many jobs in America, in the world, that offer $1 million. So if somebody offers it, I'm going to tell y'all like this. I have a son. I'm going to raise him in a way for him to be smart, for him to be respectful, for him to be courageous in this world. If somebody offers him $1 million to do something with his skill set in this life, you take it. Because for every $1 million that they give you, they're going to get 10 million.
Yep.
That's the reality. That's what we're dealing with. And that's what's going to happen. So for everybody who's upset about these young men making their money, shame on you, and get with the program. Period.
Now, let me add this little part in there to make sure we cover all bases. Because some folks going to say, well, it's keeping small schools behind. Small schools were behind when Marcus Dupree was getting offered an oil well as well.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't no different. So that's status quo, as my brother said. All it is above the table now. Only difference. So if you got a smaller school, hopefully you get better, alumni to contribute more dollars. Whether I see some folks trying to make their alumni chip in, small donors and shit, kind of like the Democrats. Obama. I mean, when he was running one, he was asking for small donations, they know he couldn't compete with the Republicans, with the big money donors and all the CEOs and stuff like that.
Sure.
So he was hitting up folks like me, asking for $3 here and $5 here and stuff like that. Okay, cool. You better do that then, because at least you can do that now. Because back in the day, it was strictly just who got the bag. And in Mississippi, the Muskelly family. Or I know what they tied like Mississippi State or something like that. I don't know who the big time boosters for Ole Miss. We just saw it. Brett Favre used his political ties to get a volleyball facility made for his baby at Southern Miss.
Yeah.
This is the type of stuff that's been going on forever.
And listen, if that's too close to home for people that view us, and if you feel like that's too personal, then let's take it out west. Oregon's biggest donor just happens to run Nike.
Yep.
And been like that. Come on. Oregon turned into a power. I'm glad you. Oregon turned into a power. I wonder how.
Strictly because their biggest booster is an alumni by the name of Phil Knight.
There's some cold jerseys too out there.
So what do you expect?
Hey, what kind of Nikes you think probably just get them boys getting everything?
What do you expect?
They the school that got the most jerseys I've ever seen.
And I just go back to everyday life, and people are gonna say it's not everyday life. It is everyday life.
It is.
These young men are playing something that they are really good at.
Man, they got a job.
They're really good at it, and we treat them harder than we treat the traditional student. Why? Because they have to go to class, and they have to perform, and they have to train, and they have to maintain GPA. All of that.
Them boys' whole day is regimented.
It's structured.
They would never pick their classes. You gotta go to the certain classes. You gotta be ready for study hall. You gotta go practice. You gotta be regimented. You got a job.
We would never tell a young man or woman in a medical school to take the lowest offer. We would never tell a up and coming student that is in law school that's finishing up with all these opportunities coming their way to say, can't mess with that right now. What are you talking about? If you are a brilliant scientist that is on the cutting edge of something, it behooves you to take the deal.
Yeah.
For me, I don't understand why this is so hard, because semantics is everything. We still call it amateur athletics, and it's not amateur athletics.
It's business, man.
Amateur athletics is what you go see on Saturdays with these 5 and 6 year olds. That's amateur. What you watch on Saturday, I don't care what level it is. What you watch on Saturday is the real deal. You want to know why? Because you tune into it all day. You buy extra packages to watch it. You buy tickets to go and see it.
Texas Longhorns have their own network.
this stopped being amateur a long time ago.
And that's at any level though. You take Jack State, the FCS, okay, but fans travel, fans buy apparel, fans really putting in money in terms of coming to those games. Now, is it the same amount of money that Alabama is generating? No.
Sure.
Okay, but they're generating it. I'm gonna go down a step further. Ray, you generated money as a high school football player.
Yeah.
Did you get a dime?
No, sir.
How is your knee today?
Not well.
Where did you suffer that knee injury?
Yeah, in high school, man.
Playing high school football for free.
Yeah.
Again, as a coach who's had to when it's not your sport, you have to come and be on duty at the game. And when the game is over, like if you had to take up tickets, you had to go in a little room and count the money.
Yeah.
You had to go count all the money that was generated by them kids out there playing.
That's right.
And them kids don't care. They ain't even thinking like that. They just out there playing for the love of their school and all that kind of stuff.
That's right.
But I'm telling you, this man up here, 37 years old, and his knee is horrible after it got ripped up, him playing for free in high school. So don't tell me that the kid that's at Jackson State, because I'm going to keep it right there, they deserve the NIL too now.
Absolutely.
Okay? They deserve it. They deserve it. I've said before in other segments, these folks that got prime type of juice, prime type of money. I just saw Odell Beckham at the basketball game, chained up everywhere and stuff like that. I hope Odell sponsoring somebody's school. Okay, so these schools can get some NILs and stuff like that. Now I know he went to LSU or whatever like that. Okay, but you got all them chains. You can throw a little something to Southern. You can throw something to Southern with all them chains on. You feel me? All right. So you telling me a kid who at Jackson State shouldn't be thinking NIL when his body is on the line out there? He might not make it to the NFL. Everybody keeps saying probably not gonna make it to the NFL. And I don't give a damn where you play. You at Alabama, you at Georgia, wherever. Most of the guys that are on the team aren't going NFL. But when you out there, you're risking your life. You're risking CTE. You're risking having a knee like my brother Ray Coleman. I played high school basketball. My elbow is chipped and it still moves. I have a chip in my elbow that moves to this day for diving on the floor for loose balls for free. Okay? That pales in comparison to what these folks going through out there on the football field, of course.
For sure.
So you putting your body on, that might be your only opportunity to make some money. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. It's hypocritical, and it has to stop. Last point. I want to make sure we go through everything now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, these coaches lie to these players. Because some folks gonna say, well, you're being soft, you don't stick it out. You don't stick it out at that school. You stay and you work hard and you're gonna get your minutes, you're gonna get your reps and stuff like that. I've seen a player be recruited. They told my youngin' they were sending him pictures of Russell Westbrook. And then when they got up there with him, they had him playing like, I don't, give me somebody that don't just make entry passes in the
Bruce
league.
Bowen?
No, not even that. At least Bruce Bowen got to make corner threes and stuff like that. I'm talking about this man's whole existence was to make entry passes. But you told him you were going to play him like, you're going to treat him like he was Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
The man was a 4-5-star recruit. North Carolina wanted him. And no, they're going to let him run up and down the court and stuff like that. But you told him, we're going to do you like this. How you fought a kid to want to move around? And he didn't. He should have been moved. He should have left probably after his freshman year. But today they ain't had his rule in yet. We knew that him sitting out a year from basketball would have been, oh my God, bad for him.
Yeah, no doubt.
But if he could have moved around and gone to another school without having to sit out, his life would be better. It's like it's real consequences behind it. Some of these coaches getting these boys in here in that old era, lying to them to get them up in here, not following through on their promises and stuff like that. And then them boys flame out, don't get a college degree, don't do whatever, and then their lives are jacked up. And then them coaches they ain't even seeing about them because them coaches don't share their same mindset. It's real stories behind this now.
It is.
For all these folks out here doing all this talking about it. Okay.
And listen, you're spot on. You know, for those people who are pure at heart about amateur athletics, I'm not gonna act like it's not a real thing, right? People will say, well, this is not right what we're talking about. It's not right on the player side, and it's not right for a coach to abandon ship. I got it. I got a soft spot in my heart on that too. I really do. When you see a coach up and leave a guy that he's asked to come and join his program and say, I'm going to be there with you, and you sit in that house with that family and say, I'm going to take care of your young man or I'm going to take care of your daughter, and then all of a sudden they're gone, right? A commitment is a commitment on either side. So I can see that logic as well, but I'm just here to tell that group that's not how it operates.
It's not. It's exactly right.
That's not how it operates.
37 years old now. I don't have time for idealism. See, that's
how it operates.
That's the ideal thing that everybody will be honorable, right?
Yeah, but that's not
the
how
real thing is college basketball coach that just was coaching that Cinderella team, Shaheen Holloway.
Yeah, over at what was it, St. Peter's?
St. Peter's.
Showed out. First opportunity to move up, gone. Now he went back to his alma mater, if I'm not mistaken, right? But that's what happened. That's the norm. We see when you got one of these Cinderella schools, or in basketball, when their coach does well, they gone. You get one of these small, mid-major schools, coach does well, they're gone. Urban Meyer, y'all remember his rise?
Yeah, he was Utah.
Every time he did something, yeah. That's why the woman at LSU said that stuff to Coach Reed. They know it. They basically telling Coach Reed, hey, you ready to go ahead and dip. And y'all see the relationship from the interviews that I've done with some of her players, they love that woman.
Yeah.
That would break their heart probably if they love that woman. Yeah. Every time I ask them about what led you to Jack State, they keep saying her. You feel me? So I again, hopefully she doesn't leave. Okay. But I'm just saying that's usually what the norm is.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully she breaks that norm and stays and can get her bag, but it's gonna take these folk dropping the bag. The bag's been flowing. So if you're a small school and you want to compete with these folks that got the NIL bags, your big boys that come, your big time alumni to be popping all this shit, like they got it like that, they better start dropping the bags. Drop the bags. Let's just be for real. It's out in the open. Let's see. Drop the money. Y'all got it? You in the upper middle class and you call yourself rich and you're posting all this stuff. Drop the money if you want to see your school do well. Okay?
Otherwise, don't get upset with these young men and women who are cashing out to elevate their lives. I don't have time for anybody who is complaining about a young man or woman in this life trying to elevate their life, because you don't know their circumstance. And even if you do know it, you have no right to judge it. Let them do what they do, because if you can get it, then they can get it.
Well, I would hope, especially post George Floyd, that the kids see more than just the money.
That's right. For sure.
We hope that the kids see more than just the money, because some of these institutions that can offer the bigger NIL bag don't care about them. But these kids these smaller schools need to be in the ballpark. They need to just come on with it. You got to spend some money.
Yeah.
You got to spend some money. Prime realized that at Jack State, saw the facilities. Okay, we got to do something about this. You got to get some money up in here. We got to do something. He went up there to Valley, saw what was going on. Hey, we got to do something about this. You got to get some money up in here. You got to spend some money.
Yeah. Okay?
And quit giving this fake outrage when a kid leaves the school, because no one cares about when these scholars transferring. Again, former teacher, former coach, and still a mentor. I got numerous students that transfer left and right. They don't play no sport, though. So nobody cares about them.
Oh,
That they started out at Mississippi State,
wow.
but they didn't like it. They had a bad experience, so then they came to Jack State. Or they did 1 year at Holmes Jr., but then something was going on at the house with mama, so they had to come home and be closer to mama and stuff like that. See, they ain't paying attention to them. Why? Because they're not entertaining you.
That never
Let's be
made the
100.
blogs.
We're
They
getting
never
mad
made
at
the
these.
blogs.
We're getting mad at at the kids, because we want the kids to entertain us at our school, at our favorite school. It's really about us. And us as the adult gotta be better than that. Okay? Because this ain't, if this is the NBA, NFL, all that kind of stuff, okay, that's cool. Because everybody adults then. But when we talking 18, 19, 20, 21 or whatever, they still forming. We hope that they're being guided by the parents or whatever. Come on, man. You
By
just
the
want
way,
your kids to entertain you.
By the way, and my last point on this, and I'm gonna shut up, I promise. It's twofold. On the NIL side, let's remember everybody's not gonna be out here cashing in because it's a free market. So at the end of the day, you have to do something worthy of making money. So let's stop acting like there's gonna be like a stipend for every student out here that plays a sport. That's not even happening. That's not even happening. So we need to stop acting like that's happening. So that's the NIL side. On the transfer portal side, a lot of this can be fixed right now, just like this. As a coach, if you tell a young man or a young woman something, honor your word, treat them with respect. Those simple things will make a young man or a woman want to stick around. If you promise that person that you will give them an opportunity, I'm going to allow you to play this, then you better be able to provide that on the back end.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. Then you should probably be there for 3 or 4 years. If you can't be a man or woman of your word, don't expect these young men or women to do that. That's like these things that we're talking about in this banner. They're really not that big of a deal if you think about it. That's a very small percentage of earning on the NIL side. On the transfer portal side, you fix the problem by not being the problem. I'm done, man.
If you say it, do it. That makes a lot of, and if what you say, if telling the truth mean that kid doesn't sign with you, then oh well. I was watching Vince Carter's knucklehead interview last night. He said when he was getting recruited, I forgot where, but one of the schools said, yeah, you're gonna be a good player in year 2. Vince said that made him not want to go to that school. But I respect that coach though, for basically saying, being 100, I'm not gonna play your first year. What if he would have lied to Vince? He could have lied to Vince to try to get him on in there. But he was 100. I'm not gonna play your first year. You're gonna be a great player in your second year, though. And sometimes you can tell the truth and you're not gonna get it. When you're out there trying to get a woman, sometimes, hey, baby, I ain't got it like that for real. Hey, but I'm funny though. She might want you to have it like that. And you might just strike out rather than you up here capping. You done borrowed your brother chain and stuff like that and put that on in your cousin car and went and pick the girl up to try to cap like you had it like that, and then you don't really got it like that.
What's wrong with that?
When she find out, shut your mouth up there. Shut your mouth up there. When she find out you ain't got it like that, you can't retain them.
Imaginary Players. That was a good record, by the way. Jay-Z. I'm just saying.
Hey, dog, how much? What you say? A 4.0? What's the difference between the 4.0 and the 4.6? Like 30 to 40 grand.
Like 30 to 40 grand.
Get these grands up, because I'm telling you, IG Entertainment get to where I want it. NILs for you. You get an NIL. You get an NIL. You get an NIL. I'm gonna be passing them around America.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna be passing them NILs around, and then be at the game saying, "Yeah, I paid for that boy. Yeah, I paid for that boy. He's cutting up, and I paid for it."
Yeah.
I have no eligibility. Well, actually, I do have eligibility, but physically, I have no eligibility. How can I get in on one of these? Put it on some NIL deals, though.
Already, I'm telling you, Caesar, they don't want to see me. Jackson State community. Well, y'all fool with Southern Miss. Wherever I touch down at, I'm gonna be a big time contributor. Yeah. You understand? So if y'all went to those schools, you better fool with me. Okay? You better fool with me.
Right.
Now over there in Southern Miss, I'm gonna try to get African American studies thing for real, for the black studies thing.
Right,
That's really what my money gonna go over there. But Jackson State, y'all trying to get these athletes, y'all better make me viral, because I'm gonna pay for these boys and girls. I'm gonna pay them. I ain't gonna have no oil well. I ain't gonna have no oil well, because I ain't in that game.
Oh man,
We gonna get them some of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on some.
My kids wanted me to tell y'all to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me across all social media platforms, like the videos, and share them. Did I forget anything?
And turn on the post notifications.
Y'all heard them. And also, visit statementtees.llc.com and shop with us. That's Statement Tees. Every t-shirt you wear
Makes a statement.